Back, back with the live. Also in the house. Y'all know what it is. See the thumbnail. Whoa, whoa, boy. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Mm, mm, mm. So many people don't deal with these issues in the way that I will. However, I'm gonna address it as only I can. Shout out to chat, see who taps in for this interesting and absolutely important conversation. Who taught you how to hate yourself? This is a play on the Malcolm X speech back in the early 60s. Malcolm gave a speech entitled, Who Taught You How to Hate Yourself? And we're going to get into that. We got to get into these things, y'all. We got to get into these things, y'all, because if we don't get into them and start getting real about certain things, then I don't really believe that we can make it. I don't believe that we will make it if we don't learn how to get into the truth, right? Where does the truth lie? Where does the truth lie? Fictitious, falsehood, truth. What's true today? What's not true? They have a saying called "My Truth, Your Truth." Very subjective. Very. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we can get anybody in. Got somebody in here. Peace. Thank you for tapping in. You saw the thumbnail. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Who taught you how to hate yourself? This picture of what's her name? Serena came up and I had one they lost them. Okay. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Who taught you how to hate yourself? Who taught you how to hate yourself? You see the thumbnail. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Wow. Very, very interesting topic. Only I can speak to these issues in a way that truly resonates. Most people are going to give you something carbon copy. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Who did it? Oh, about 7 more minutes. See who taps in. Somebody gave me a like. Appreciate the like. Oh, got a couple of you jive turkeys. Appreciate you for being here. Who taught you how to hate yourself, black men, black women? Who taught you how to hate yourself? You all see the thumbnail. Okay, Lanzu, there go my sister. Where you been? That's it. Listen, if it ain't the turkey of all turkeys. Listen, you wanna know what's funny? I just took Gizmo. I just came back from washing, and she's in taking a nap. And you know what? It was a bunch of feathers all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? That just, that fell off a truck. And then I didn't know why. Now I know. That was a sign that a real jive turkey was going on. Okay, Limes, what's up? I appreciate you being here. She's rested. She took a nap. She's taking a nap as we speak. And okay, Lance, how you been, sister? Yeah, I'm saying, how you been? How's my sister? How's everything? I had to. Okay, Lance, I had to come get at this. I had to. Have you seen these recent pictures of Serena? Have you seen these pictures? If you were to put in a if you request a photo of her when she was 18, 19, when they were first on the tour, and then to today, you would think you were looking at two totally different people. Who taught you how to hate yourself? The tennis chick. Yes, that's Serena. That's Serena Williams. Like, that is Serena Williams. It is disgusting. And the self-hate is so real and so prevalent in our community that somebody has to address these things. what she do. Did you see the picture? I guess I don't know what she did. Okay, Lounge. I'm not quite sure, but it looks like she's definitely bleached her skin. She definitely, she was a dark skinned woman. Like she was a dark skinned black woman, and a gorgeous one at that. And now between the bleaching and the different color wigs and the she's on something similar to Ozempic. She's the company owner of something called Roll or something, some sort of a dietary supplement or I think some sort of a pill that helps you lose weight. She's lost a lot of her muscle. So she's yeah. You got to see it. Yeah, you got to see it. Okay, now you got to see this. And I had to really speak to this. I had to really speak to this because, and this is a play, y'all. If y'all familiar with the old Malcolm X gave a speech back in the early '60s. Who taught you to hate yourself? Right. Shout out to brother Malcolm. Now, you know what I mean? This is my part two of that. Who taught you how to hate yourself? Why are black people so hateful of themselves? Why do we hate what we see in the mirror so much? Why do we hate our features so much? Why? It's despicable. And it and you know what's funny? Okay, Lounge, chat. Yeah, exactly. Okay, now this is very, it's very. Now, ever since she got to messing with this white man, and I think even before then she was wearing blonde wigs, right? And here's the thing: she's very talented. She may be she has a claim, you all, to be the best female athlete of all time. She's right there with the swimmer Katie Ledecky, Simone Biles. Who else is a very I'm trying to think right off the top. Jackie Joyner Kersey. She's in that. She has a claim as she's absolutely there. And for her to see what she's done to herself is despicable. Shout out to OK Now, bro. I hadn't heard about this. What in the world is going on? I'll tell you what's going on, OK Lounge, and this is what I truly believe. And this is why I always say none of us can have it all, OK Lounge. We totally, and I know, you know what I mean, that people like to, you know, that people are entertained by me and they think I'm nuts. And maybe a little bit of that's true, right? But however, there's an honesty to me that's very real. And when I see certain things like this, it's overwhelming because so many young girls look up to Serena. So because they look to her and they see what she does, now they believe that it's okay for them. Because you can't tell me you don't look in you looked in the mirror, you like what you saw, and this is what you've done to yourself. You like Miss Me with that, you know, with that Black Queen bullshit that they push and this, that, and the third. And because in the end, if that were true, then what is this? What have you done to yourself? You literally want to be someone else. Why? And here's what I think. She's so desperate for the approval of people that she will never get it from, right? She's and here's the, and what's sad is OK Lounge, she had a strong father. She has one in Richard, right? Now I don't know the circumstance in total, and I would be a fool to speak in it in an intimate way because I could not. However, I did watch King Richard, and we all saw Richard Williams through and her mother's name. I forget her name. I forget her name. I can't quite. It's on my tongue, but I'm not able to say it. That being said, she came from great stock, Jehovah's Witnesses, and we see what she has been able to do, her and her sister, and you know, and look at what she has turned herself into. How could she do that if she truly loved who she was, right? You don't want to look like your mother. You don't want to look like your grandmothers. You see what I'm saying? So don't tell me anything about you loving yourself and this, that, and the third. And people say stupid stuff all the time. OK Lounge, that it's up to her, this, and the third to do her. But here's the thing. And yes, it's her body. You know what I mean? In the end, I mean, that's really what you choose to do. Nobody can truly stop it. My whole point is people look to her. People look. This is why I keep telling people to stop listening to athletes and entertainers, because these people are just as flawed. The only thing is they're living their experience out in real time in front of our eyes, right? So their mistakes and their missteps and their insecurities are on display for all of us to see. You know what I mean? As opposed to an OK Lounge or an Awesome who can go through it alone in the dark. You know what I mean? Theirs are able to be seen. Shout out to OK Lounge, women paid to get a body like hers and looks like she done. Couldn't agree more. Okay, now she at one point in time was the quintessential black woman. Her, I was in prison when she was. It was when Serena and Venus were playing. Either one. Listen, you couldn't hear like besides people cheering, like and we didn't even like tennis, but we supported them. And like to see how they've come, they have tried to distance themselves from the very people who have supported them. It's a shame. It really is, and it lets you know, like, and for the approval of people who really don't care about. That's the key. It doesn't matter what you do; you'll never be able to get their approval, right? You will never be a white woman to your white husband. You won't be able to do it. I don't care how hard you try. You will never, ever, ever be what you seek. And you cannot tell me this woman loves herself when she's done this to herself. You can't convince me. Okay, Lounge, I wouldn't care if it, listen, the creator himself could come down and tell me I'm wrong and I wouldn't believe it. Because to love yourself, yet want to look like a white woman, when you are as dark and as pretty and as melanated as you could be, and women would kill to have your figure, and look at what you've done to yourself. Shout out to OK Lounge. Exactly. I didn't believe it. Let me see. I don't believe in idolizing. This is facts. You shouldn't have to go any further if you're looking for a role model other than your home. You should be looking at, your parents. You should be looking at someone very close to you. It should never be athletes or entertainers or people. And I didn't understand this as a young man. It wasn't until later on that I really understood that how flawed these people truly are. And to look to them for anything other than entertainment is to play. These people are not Muhammad Ali. They are absolutely not him. And so when they try to claim this activism role, and everybody's an activist now, OK Lounge, but they'll never stand on nothing. They never want to sacrifice anything. Everybody's an activist until it's time to get active. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like these internet trolls who everybody's tough until, you know what I'm saying, until it's time to actually do something. And then all of a sudden everybody want to cop deuces and a squash the beef and all. You know what I'm saying? It's really a joke. Her lips look different. Okay, Lounge, you listen. If you were to never have met this woman previously, and then somebody showed you an after picture, a before picture, you wouldn't believe it, right? And this is what she's done to herself. This is what she's done to herself in order to gain approval from people that will never accept her anyway, right? It doesn't matter. And there's a saying, okay, Lounge, I'm sure you are familiar with it. What do you call a black man with a PhD? You call him a nigga. And that's always been a running joke in this country. And it'll always be. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter, like, what I'm saying, how far you go or what you able to. The Serena Slam. She never won all 4 Grand Slams in a calendar year. But however, she did have a Serena Slam, which was she won it. That was the last one. I think it was the the U.S. Open, and she came back and won the next 3. That was the Serena Slam, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But super talented, super beautiful, had the world at her feet. Tennis used to quake when she would. Them girls literally would evaporate into mush when she showed up. She was as dominant as you can be in anything, right? Serena Williams at her peak was as dominant as anyone has ever been at anything at any time. This is all facts, right? This is all facts. And that go for male athletes as well. And so for her to have done this to herself it's not just, and you have to understand something, okay, Lounge, and this is why these things I have to say these things, because I believe I'm really the only one who's really going to say the truth. Because a lot of people, they're more interested in likes and clicks and views. I'm pro truth, right? Because at one point in time, my daughter's going to see these things, and I want them to be able to, because this stuff is forever, right? So if something happens to me, I would like for them to be able to use these. This is like my living journal, to be able to walk back through these to get the information to the answers that they were looking for, right? If they don't know the answers to the test, oh, my daddy got the answer. Let me look at one of these videos. I know there's the answer to what plagues me or ails me, and my father has it, because that's just what a man should do. Shout out to OK Lounge. So he asked her to change like that. Well, that's the thing, OK Lounge. I'm not sure about that. I do not know if he asked her. However, I do know this. If he was not in support of it, would she do it? That's her husband, after all. He married her as being a dark-skinned black woman, so he knew what he was getting. What is his name? Olympus something. It's just funny. It's just funny that and you know what's funny? He is not nearly as successful as she is, yet they say, you go girl, when she dates a white man. However, she couldn't date a black man who makes less than her, because that would be considered dating down. Let me run that back by you, OK Lounge, because you know what I'm saying, I may have, I Googled his net worth a while ago. He was nowhere near hers, right? It wasn't even close, right? Now, had she would have dated a black man who had the very same net worth, they would have said, girl, you dating down. You got to date up. But yet, because he's white, they praised it. This is the silliness. This is how silly and stupid and fickle so many of these people are. However, he had to be in support, because if not, why would she go out of her way to make herself look like someone totally different, right? She's a married woman, so she has nothing to lose in terms. She's already secured the ring and secured the commitment, right? So who is supporting this? Well, he didn't, you notice he didn't say, look here, baby, I love you. You don't have to change yourself for anybody. I love you for who you are. I don't want you to change nothing about you. And guess what? She wouldn't have changed, because she would have wanted to appease her husband. But guess what? He's one of these soft ass, suck ass white boys who, you know what I mean? She probably dominates him like she dominated them white girls in tennis, and anybody else truly. And what she'll say is, and look here, you know, yeah, she what's the word? She overruled him. You know what I'm saying? So he don't have the guts to be like, you know, look here, baby, no, we're not. You don't have to do that for anyone. I love and accept you for who you are. That's who I married. No, he's 100% behind it. So that lets you know exactly what he's looking for. You sure she's not sick or something? Okay, Naz, I'll tell you something. That's a great question, and that's fair. And I like that you always being fair. There's a infomercial that she does where she says she's on this stuff called Roe, right? And she said that according to her, this was that's why her body and shape looking the way it is. That's what was responsible for that. This was the way she wanted to look, according to her. Now, could she be ill? Who knows, right? And if she is ill, then all bets are off. You know what I mean? In terms of this self-hate thing, right? In that regard, she still should have married a black man. However, the self-hate thing, I can bag off if she is indeed sick. To my knowledge, though, and to what little, you know, Googling, whatever, when I'm able to gather, no, she is not sick. This is what she aspired to be. Now, as you see in the thumbnail, she always was wearing blonde wigs. Not initially, because you remember when they first came out, they were the black girls wearing the cornrows with the beads. Remember that, OK Lounge? How soon we forget, right? They were on line with the cornrows, with the beads, and they didn't even wear wigs. It wasn't until they started to see success that they got in certain rooms that they would have never been able to access previously. And now it's, listen, you got to do something. You got to do something about your image. Never understanding that the people that support you are going to support you regardless, because your abilities say so. Serena's talent was so immense. Her serve was so dominant that she had to that there was that in her prime you didn't stand a chance, right? And even as she got older, she was still whooping on a lot of them young girls. Shout out to OK Lounge. One of my relatives went to Miami and got a BBL after her husband told her not to. He divorced her the next year after she healed. Shout out to him for being a man. Shout out to him for being a man and standing on something. If he told her not to, she was ready to go anyway. She was ready to go, OK Line. She's ready to go see what the streets offer. She wanted that BBL for her. She thinks that she can do better than your brother-in-law or one of your relatives. You know what I'm saying? Not your sister, but you know what I'm saying? One of your relatives. She thinks, in her opinion, that she can do better. Well, I guess we'll see, right? We'll see how that BBL works out for her, because it generally don't work out well. I don't see very many women now. You all may know something that I don't know. I try, and I'm a little bit of a dinosaur in this regard. I don't see a lot of women with BBLs securing husbands. I don't particularly see that as a prerequisite for a man to marry a woman. That doesn't seem to be something that men are like, ooh, wow, you know what I mean? I gotta get with this. I got to have this for a lifetime. No, it's like anything else. It's like we all have gotten toys at Christmas, OK Lounge, and we pick them up and we play with them and we enjoy them, and we'll enjoy them right up through the New Year's. And guess what happens after New Year's? We want something else. You know what I'm saying? It loses its value. It's not as fun anymore. That's a BBL, man. So, I hope it was worth it. I hope ruining her marriage for vanity's sake works out. Jesus Christ. Facts. Damn, Skippy, OK Lounge. OK Lounge, my older sister in Indianapolis. You're right. This is facts. OK Lounge. And here's the thing. What really truly is distressing when you look at it from a perspective is that Serena has the ability to affect so many young girls. So many young girls look to her. There's the young generation of tennis stars. One that I particularly like, Coco Gauff, and there's another little young sister. Her name escapes me. So, what is her name? I'm looking at her face, but I'm not able to get in it. She and her sister have been pioneers for ushering in, because we got to remember, OK Lounge, they didn't come from means. And tennis is particularly an expensive sport to play, right? Because it's not like football or basketball. Those sports are those sports are relatively inexpensive to play. You get a ball, you get a helmet, you get some grass, you got a football field, right? You got a basketball, you got a hoop, you know what I'm saying? You got a outside, inside, you got a court, right? You don't really need much, you know what I'm saying? But tennis is a very, very honed sport. It takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming, and you have to really, really, really work at the craft. You have to really, it's like golf, developing a golf swing or a baseball swing. These things are very, very, and so for a lot of young girls to get involved in the sport, it wasn't even feasible at some point, you know what I'm saying? Because even if she wanted to play, a lot of times we just didn't necessarily have the means. And Richard Williams showed that it can be done, because he took his girls out to the neighborhood park, hit them girls, you know what I mean, and had them in that van and was literally telling them what they would do And Richard Williams was as prophetic. He is never given enough credit. I'll tell you something, OK Lounge, and I'm gonna tell you this. I don't know him as personally, so I'm not an advocate. You know what I mean? I'm just speaking on what I've seen. If he were white, he would be hailed as like they would be as big as the Osmonds, that family, right? Because like when you think about what he pushed his daughters to be and how prophetic he was telling people before they would listen. He was saying it. Richard said it. He predicted this. Everything that his daughters have done, he said it. He said that Serena was better than Venus when Venus was beating Serena. He knew it. Those white folks couldn't stand it. OK Lounge, they couldn't believe the bravado of him. Who is this nigga to tell us about us? Yeah, I'll show you. And so it came to pass. And you know what we like to do, OK Lounge? We like to sweep it under the rug. We love to sweep the truth under the rug. Now they appreciate the hearts, OK Lounge. We like to sweep it. We like to sweep it under the rug. We don't want to talk about Richard Williams and his contribution to his black daughters and what they became with their mother's support, because it was a team effort. But it was Richard was the engine, right? And their mother's in a supportive role. And it was those girls were as dominant as two sisters can be, right? I think both of them have a total of probably they probably got at least about 30 championships. Right? I mean, that's all they did was win. Now, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Serena has the bulk. But however, you know what I mean? You will never find, Venus is still top 10. So he has one daughter who's by and large won. And then you have another daughter who's in the top 10. Because you're not going to name 10 tennis players that's better than Venus Williams. And so what bothers me, OK Lounge, and with a lot of these stupid people in the world, is how we like to run away from history. We hate to remember. How we long to forget. We love to forget what preceded us. We love to forget because we don't like it. You know, it's like the white man telling his story in this country. He was like, he was hardworking. He was, oh my God. Oh man, let me not get off topic. OK, Lyle, you know what I do. Like, come on. You're a liar. You've always been a liar. And what you just don't want to give Richard Williams his credit. You just don't want to give Richard Williams his credit. And now, and this is why I say we can never have it all. Because instead of her being able to accept who she is, she tries her best to destroy the very image of who she. Why would you want to destroy who you are if you love yourself? Don't tell me you love yourself and you want to destroy what you look like. That's a lie. Serena looks in the mirror and she hates herself. You can't tell me nothing different. All I have to do is look at the image. See, here's the thing, OK Lounge chat. You can tell me whatever you want to tell me. I can tell y'all, but in the end, you all have eyes. So do I. I can see. You know what I mean? Miss me with all that nonsense. Shout out to OK Lounge. Gizmo is going to be powerful too because you're teaching her. Great point, OK Lounge. And since you brought her up, I'll give you this. One of the things that I always want her to know is that you can be whatever you want to be as long as you're what I want you to be. That's right. That's my rule. That means there's certain things that I don't want you to be. Other than that, you can pick any of those things. We'll get you involved in different things. We'll get you involved, get you to try, learning effort, going through it, seeing it, right? You're not going to always, some things you won't necessarily excel at. All daddy expects is this. You got to try like hell. And I know what maximum effort looks like. You can't tell me you're trying because I'll know it. And as long as I see maximum effort, I'm okay with it, whatever the results might be. As long as I know you didn't leave anything out, as long as I knew you could not have done more, then I'm okay with whatever that may be. So okay, now happy to be there for the Sierra. Yes, okay, now because I'm going to document every. As long as the Creator has breath in my lungs, He gives me strength. See, you've seen her since she was 5 months ish. I think I started. She's about 5 months. So from that point on, through the rest of her life, you'll be able to see exactly what it looks like and exactly what she was shaped and willed to be. Keep track. And you come back and then we'll have these conversations, okay, Lounge, because I plan to be around for as long as, and I'm sure you plan it. And then we can always have these conversations. And what you'll notice about her is that she will have will. You won't, no just won't be enough. Or failure won't be seen as a defeat. Because what I'm going to tell her is this. So what? Try again. What you want me to say, pumpkin? Try again. Okay. Try again. Daddy, I can't. Excuse me? Okay. Ain't no can't in this house. We don't do can't. Where did you learn such filthy language? Who taught you that? See, your father didn't teach you to hate yourself. And neither would his country. This country don't teach my daughter how to hate herself. She's going to love herself with humility, not in an arrogant fashion, with humility. There's grace there, okay, now. It's just saying, hey, I know I'm somebody. I'm somebody, I matter. It's not, and people think that self-love is so arrogant now, okay, now. Everybody's so arrogant, so full of hubris. That you cannot even say the words humility. What happened to humility? What happened to being meek? What happened to that? What happened to just doing the work in the dark? Right? You don't got to tell everybody what you're doing. Just do the work. Pumpkin, nobody want it. Just show me. Because that's more than anything, I want her to see what's capable if she just tries. More times than not, what I've learned, OK Lounge, about life and chat is this. Opportunities are always there if you're just willing to try. Most of us just give up before we even get. It's often the last key that turns the lock. We've all been in front of our doors, fumbling around with the keys at night, or in the car, whatever the case might be, and it's usually the last key that turns the lock. That requires effort. Effort. And I believe achievement of whatever kind is the crown of effort and the diadem of thought. That's facts, okay, now. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just let me see you go through it before you come to me and you say, Daddy, I need help. Go through it. Go through it. See what you're able to do without me. Now, yes, I'm here because I'm your father. And so, yes, I'm here as not only a reference, a guide, and to help you and to keep you from falling too far, but I want her to know what it is to pick her own self up at certain times. Because in the end, I'm not going to always be here to do it. The Creator, I have a limited amount of time. The clock is ticking, and the sun is going to set on my time. It's everyone, right? So with the time that I have, I wish to give her some lessons. Make sure she understands these lessons. This is the core. This is what your life should be built on. No matter what this world tells you, no matter who you meet afterwards, you know what your father wanted. This is the way you should live your life according to these principles. And if you deviate from that, then all you have done is make your road harder. We have to stop making things harder on ourselves than they have to be. Okay, Lounge, chat. We do that too much. And so for Rena to disrespect her, so for Serena to make herself look like this, for her to disrespect the people and her origin of where she comes from, her lineage, the blood, lets me know a lot about her and that she's truly a broken woman. You're broken when you don't want to be who you are. When you want to be somebody, when you want to look like someone other than yourself, you're broken. Because you should love yourself no matter what. Look at what you've been able to do. Look at what you've been able to do. And so for you to come out as a 40-plus-year-old woman, Serena, let's see, I'm 45. Serena, okay, Lounge, chat, she's got to be, let's see, her sister was born in, I think me and Venus were born in the same year. So Serena's about maybe 43, give or take. Okay, Lounge, let me know if you get a chance to Google that. I think she's about maybe 43. What, you having a midlife crisis or something? Who taught you how to hate yourself? Who taught you to hate yourself this much? I know you didn't get this information from your father. I know you didn't learn this in your home. So what? Having money and being around people has allowed you to want, because you've been rejected by them so much, you wish you now look like them? Black people, let me explain to y'all something, man. And anybody in the chat. They're never going to accept you. Me neither. Thank you, OK Lounge. 43. They're never going to accept you. I don't care what you do. They're never going to accept you. Yeah, I figured that. I figured Venus and I were the same, born in 80. They're never going to accept you. You can dye your hair. You can bleach your face. You can get to a size 0. And in the end, you'll never be accepted. And it's sad because, like I say, OK Lounge, to go back to this, she represents so much of what's right, what's the best of us. So many people were so proud of Venus and Serena. Y'all remember when those girls were into, it was like Tiger Woods. Because we felt proud. They were our versions of Muhammad Ali. Not as going through what Muhammad Ali went through, because nobody, he's the truth. He's amongst him. He's on a whole nother. There's everybody else and then there's him, right? So he's set apart. But I just mean as far as what we can see. Like we could see and what we could be proud of in this generation, right? When we saw Tiger Woods dominating on the court and on the course, when he won, I think it was 1997 U.S. Open by 12 strokes at 21 years old. What? It's insane, right? It was insane. It may have been as dominant as of a performance as you'll ever see over the course of 3 days in a golf tournament by a young man. You'll never see that score, such a lopsided score again. But then when he said, said he's not black. Okay, right? Okay. And white America does this so much. They have, my bad, y'all. White America does does a wonderful job of making black people feel guilty, right? We stay feeling guilty about things that we should not feel guilty about. You 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 are a beautiful black woman. You should be absolutely unapologetic about that. And you know what? Yeah, they called her names at certain times. You can call me what you want. Just call me an ass kicker, because that's what I'm doing to the. What happened to your Aryan dominance? What happened to your European dominance? I can't tell. That's what Jesse Owens was. Listen, I can't tell. She was whooping. It was amazing. Like this girl was. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like if you don't know about Serena, if you're too young to have missed it in the chat, you gotta you because some of you all, you know what I mean, maybe just have too young to really truly understand and respect just how dominant she was. This girl stopped loving herself. My phone is about to die, and I just got all y'all in the chat, and I appreciate y'all. And why is my phone about to die? I should have been looking. I'm talking all this junk. Okay, there you go. It's not gonna die. She done forgot how to love herself. Serena forgot how to love herself, y'all. She forgot. And so now, look at what she's done to herself. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Talk about Serena. You know what I'm saying? What she's done to herself. And who taught you how to hate yourself? Who taught you that you don't matter? Who taught you that your melanated skin, you know what I'm saying, wasn't good enough? Who taught you that? And they love it. Because in the end, they get to say, look at her. She tried to look like us. Look at what you done to yourself, sister. And now we have to sit back and watch and be heckled and mocked. That's what I really hate, y'all. I really hate that, chat. Chat, is one thing about us. Let me tell you something. Here's the thing. This is what I know. I got two ways to go. A coward gonna die over and over again. But a real warrior only gonna die once. So I'll pick that. I'll let that be my fate. What I won't do is shuck and jive and tuck tail. That's what I won't do. What I won't do is say things to make people happy when I truly don't believe them. What I won't do is try to make people agree with me. I don't care enough. I really don't. Y'all, I swear to God, I don't. I don't care to try to be somebody I'm not just to appease people. You don't like me, you ain't gonna like me no way. Right? So all in all, what do I get? What do I get for all of my shucking and jiving and lying and bullshitting and trying to look like people or trying to agree with people that hate me? Where's it gonna get you? Where's it gonna get you? Shout out to Miss Linda. Appreciate you, Miss Linda. Miss Linda Mays and the Hizzy. Appreciate you. Shout out to you, sister. Where's all that line? Where's it gonna get you, Candace Owens? Officer Tatum? Jesse Lee Peterson? Roland Martin and the rest of you cowards? Where's it gonna get you? You can agree with white talking points all you want. In the end, at least I can get respect. You at least respect a man like me. I'll never forget, y'all. There was I was in the hole one time for assault and battery on staff. And God, I hated these motherfuckers, man. God, I couldn't stand them. And I'm in the hole, y'all. And it was one of these, it was Saturday. And it was office come through. His name was Robinson. I couldn't stand Robinson. He was a coward black. And real tall, but real weak. You know what I'm saying? And it was a Saturday morning, y'all, and I'm in the hole. And I say, man, he was a real weak nigga, man. He was walking through. And I'll never forget, y'all, I was just mad. I was just mad, and then I wanted to fight some more. So I wanted to fight. Because they had done me so dirty, and I really wanted to get out that cell at that point. So I'm crying in tears. And I'll never forget Robinson opening that slot. He looked at me. Y'all, this is true. He said, awesome. He said, everything you say, you right. He said, and he grabbed my hand. He said, everything you say he said, everything that you're going through, he says a lot of people that's pulling for you. He said, but everybody ain't as strong as you. I had a new respect for him at that point. Excuse me, y'all. I had new respect for Robinson at that point. I did. Because I realized that I was trying to get him to be something that he wasn't. And he just said, man, it ain't in me. I can't stand up to these people like you. But trust and believe me, we be rooting for you. I actually had respect for Robinson when he said that. And so I only say that, share that with y'all to say this. In the end, if you really truly want to be a man, you got to face your fears, man. You got to look some of this stuff straight in the eye. And yeah, you're going to be afraid, but you got to do it anyway. Because there's too much at stake. And there's too many images that can cloud a young girl's head. Blair Renee is already very, very light-skinned, right? So there's going to be insecurities there because there's going to be people who don't like her for that, right? Oh, your daddy black as hell, but your mama white. Your mama ain't even around. Your mama this or whatever. Your mama's a whatever she is or isn't, right? There's going to be people who are going to ridicule her just because they want to hurt her, right? And so she's going to need to know how to handle this. I'm going to need to give her the tools to understand that you cannot allow people's words to weigh heavily on you. You cannot give people that sort of power over your life. Why do y'all think I come on the internet talking like I do with such bravado and such? Y'all like, wait a minute. What do you mean he was in the shelter? What? Because I've been that guy. What I'm saying is there has to be, you have to be able to see past what other people think. Because people are going to have their own opinions regardless about you anyway. People have already developed opinions about you. Okay, not okay, Lounge. It's where they hate your guts. You don't even know them. Some of them you probably do. Shout out to you, Miss Mays. They're going to hate you too. They're going to hate y'all, right? But that's okay. That's them to deal with. That's something that they have to address. For you to try to spend a lot of time and effort in pouring your resources into why people feel the way that they feel, you're missing out on things that you should be doing. There's a saying that I remember years ago. Somebody had it on a t-shirt. I'll never forget it, y'all. It was one of the best I've seen. Fuck them. They hating anyway. That's exactly what the t-shirt said. Fuck them. They hating anyway. People are entitled to their opinions, right? Whether they real or imagined, they're entitled to them. So who are you as a man to try to tell somebody what somebody should or shouldn't feel? Or as a woman, they have the right to have their own opinions about you. And it doesn't matter whether it's founded in truth or not. Truth or speculation. It doesn't really matter. They have the right to have that. So why would you spend a lot of effort trying to, discern or decipher the code of their level of acceptance? You should be looking for you should be looking for God's acceptance. And that's really what I want to say, y'all. That's today's message. Serena has forgotten about God's acceptance. Because if she really was looking for the Creator's acceptance, she would have loved the way she looked. She would have loved every curve, all of her dark skin, her kinky hair. She would love it all. But in truth, she doesn't. She doesn't like what she sees in the mirror. That's why she has changed the way she looks. Same with Michael Jackson and Little Richard and Sammy Sosa and any of these other black. I think Shaka Khan did this too. Somebody help me if I'm wrong. I don't want to put that. I don't want to put that incorrectly on Shaka Khan. Somebody Google a picture of Shaka Khan before and then and tell me if that's maybe I'm looking at someone that may not be her. So if it's not Shaka Khan, I want to take that back. Somebody Google Shaka Khan for me and tell me if Shaka Khan has bleached her skin. But there's several celebrities that have done it in an attempt to try to be accepted by mainstream white America. It's the wrong way to go. And it's only later on that you find it out because it's like, well, damn, I did all this for what? And they still don't respect you. And they still don't really want you in their presence. And they still don't care for you. And they say, none of that shit matters. You can't make people accept you. Chance, you can't make people accept you. You cannot make people accept you. It doesn't matter if I put it like this. If I would have come on here, y'all, and start speaking differently, y'all know what y'all would say? Oh, he really phony, nah, because this is not even him. If I start, you know what I'm saying, trying to be all meek and humble and not, you know what I'm saying, standing on what I believe, and you know what I mean, I start talking like somebody who y'all didn't recognize, y'all be like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What? Man, get up out of here. This is why, because that takes too much effort, y'all. That's the whole point. It takes too much effort to try to be somebody else. It takes too much effort to be somebody else, y'all. Do y'all know how difficult it is to try to be someone that you're not? Because at every point, you're always trying to check and correct yourself because you know, oh, goodness gracious, the gizmo, just what I needed. Oh, God. Hold on, everybody. I got to get gizmo. I'm coming, Pumpkin. Yes. Hi, baby. Come here. Oh, my goodness, Mama. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, goodness gracious. So, hi, everybody. Say hi, Miss Linda. Oh, okay, Lounge and Pumpkin. She asked about you. You don't care? Daddy would just have a conversation. I was not doing nothing without you. Nope. Y'all, I put this thing in her hair, okay, Lounge, and it does this thing where it just goes any type of way it wants. It's all just hey Gizmo, say hi, Mama. The Gizmo says hi, everybody. Shout out to Still Here, bro. Listen, yep, appreciate you for being here. Okay, now she said, hey Giz, say hi, Gizmo. Nah, she would be. So yeah, y'all, I just, when I really deal with these issues, y'all, I just, I really get concerned, and I just really want to be able to push this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I just really want to be able to push this stuff. I really want to be able to push this stuff because I just don't believe we can get by if we don't start to look at things in a way that's clearer, where we have better understanding of what's going on. Shit, look, her nose been running. Okay, now all this, yeah, she got a mouth full of choppers, don't she? Okay, now she bites me too. You do. She be biting. Okay, line. She has some mashed potatoes and some chicken, and let me see. What's your favorite? She eats pancakes and eggs and what, Pumpkin? Oh, All right. All right. All right. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. That's the bell. Appreciate y'all for being in here. I'll do another. I'll speak to this more in depth at a later date. Thank y'all for being in here. The Gizmo has shut the cookie operation down, as she does. Y'all hit the like and subscribe button. Thank y'all so much. Okay, now what you got going on for the rest of the day? You got plans? Are you going live, or what you gonna do? See, okay, now I was gonna go. Okay, Naj, I'm gonna tell you something else too. I really want to do something. I Between you and another, I would like you to interview me. I would like us to do something together. I think that there is something there, and I always liked your platform, and I really respect your elegance. You're a very elegant black woman. That's a word that I like to. That's a word that we really need to bring back. Elegance. What happened to elegance? Okay, Limes. Men have always been basically, brutish and good. I get that. That's I'm me. I'm rough. What happened to elegance? Like what happened? What happened to that? But anyway, I would like to do something like that, depending on what your schedule looks like, and you know what I mean. If that's something, yeah, I think we should. I would like for you to come up with a bunch of different, you know what I mean, questions and stuff like that. Stuff that you would like to ask the goon and stuff like that. Now, I like to don't surprise me with the questions, because I that way people don't think that I had an opportunity to prepare. I like to just wing it. And yeah, we'll do something like that over on your platform, and you know what I'm saying, and have a good old time, and stuff like that. I'll bring the Gizmo. You can ask her questions. Gizmo, do you have you want to answer questions? You want Q&A? What? Do you want to what? What? Is your daddy a cool, handsome guy? Are we gonna talk about daddy's looks? And your cool, handsome dad? All right. She'll get back to you on that. Y'all take care. Y'all be blessed. And that's definitely what we'll do.